now. It's, what is it, February? He turns 80 in October, so we're going to be doing this a lot this year. For those that don't know me, I'm the younger of his two daughters. My name is Debbie, but I answer to Deb, Deborah, Maura, Nancy, Sally, Kelly, and sometimes Missy. That's our dog. I thought today, instead of telling you about his hobby collecting things, coins, shells, beer cans, because I'm sure you've heard all about that, or about his love of sports. You've seen the Yukon wear, the Red Sox wear, the Patriots gear, or his three beautiful grandkids, none of which came from me. I thought I'd focus on some stuff you may not know. Turning 80 is quite an accomplishment. There's a lot of people in this room today. It's an accomplishment for anybody. Life is a gift, but for some, the road is a bit bumpy. My dad is a survivor. He's tough as nails. You may not know that. He's full of jokes. He's full of life. He's the life of the party. He taught me many things throughout the years, but most importantly, he taught me 4 basic survival skills. Now, he didn't sit me down and tell me these things and said, this is what I want you to do. He did something much more effective. He actually showed me. So I want to tell you a little bit about those survival skills today. Number 1, don't be afraid of a little hard work. A little hard work never hurt anybody. Don't get that. For as long as I can remember, I knew I was going to college. He didn't get the opportunity himself, but I sure was going to. He worked in the same plant for 35 years. He worked first shift, second shift, third shift, whenever they needed him. He worked overtime, double time, and triple time. Yeah, there was a few holidays there, here and there, if he wasn't home. But he wouldn't pass up what he needed to do. There were union strikes and there were picket lines, and lots of picket Jews, which my sister and I used to call them. I knew my part was to get good grades, be active, and get scholarships. He worked hard, so I did too. Survival skill number 2. Make friends, get involved. If any of you have been over 6 streets, it's always involved. Once a year, I go back to Connecticut where we grew up, and it never fails. I run into someone I didn't know who says, hey, aren't you one of Jim Howe's little girls? He knew everybody. He coached Little League baseball for 18 years, and I think a little youth football along the way. I don't even have any brothers. Although for a couple years, he did turn my sister into a star first baseman. Now, it didn't hurt that she was 10 years old and 5'10", and much taller than all the boys. But, as a power hitter and first baseman, she was as good as it gets. He was also an officer in a local fathers club that ran all kinds of events in our community. Some of the best childhood memories for me and my classmates and my husband were from these events. He's even actually in my husband's family home videos handing out awards at an annual Olympics event that they did. It was a big deal getting a ribbon from Mr. Howe. Survival skill number 3, be self-sufficient. Figure out how to do things yourself. You can do anything. Don't wait for somebody else. If it's broken, just fix it. Somebody else may have to come back in and fix it, but just fix it. And Alan, I'd like to thank you now publicly for fixing all of those things right here at least. When I graduated from college, it was understood I was to get a job, an apartment, and a life. It's clear. College, job, apartment, life. When I got my first apartment that Christmas, he gave me my very own gray little toolbox, complete with all the craftsman tools I need, because they were good forever. I could take them back to Sears anytime that I wanted. A couple of years later, he gave me an electric screwdriver. To this day, still 2 of the best gifts I ever received. Number 4, and most important, be strong, really strong. The kind of strong that when life throws up a roadblock, you put your head down, you power through it, and come out the other side even stronger than when you went in. Sorry. He is one of 4 siblings. He grew up in a small town in Vermont, and after several close calls, starting when he was thrown from the rumble seat of a car and dragged underneath it at 18, which I'm sure there's a lot more to the story that I never dad has a huge heart. And I don't mean literally. Actually, he was born with a hole in his heart. Literally. Like I asked when I was little, what does that mean? And my mom's like you could put a finger through it. So, yes. He had open heart surgery in 1963, back when they didn't do many of those. And another a few years ago when he was 75, when apparently the patch over the hole in his heart had worn out, but he hadn't. Although you'd never know it, it's a challenge he's dealt with his whole life. He never complains, he doesn't let it slow him down, and he just deals with it. About 5 years ago now, the doctors told him his heart was putting too much pressure on his other organs, like his liver. Didn't have anything to do with the beer, but it was his heart. So, no more alcohol. Now, my dad liked his beers. Like I said, he lived on 6th Street. It's happy hour over there all the time, every day. And there's that big beer can collection that I mentioned. Yeah, there are those, they're empty. But he quit. He just quit. He didn't slow down and say, I'll quit tomorrow or the next day. He didn't sneak one when big man over there wasn't looking. He didn't complain. He didn't stop going to happy hour. He didn't stop living his life. He was strong, so he just quit. That's what he did. Yes, survival skills. Okay? Now at this point, you're probably thinking, what the heck does she know about being a survivor? She's as full of bull, you know what, as her father is. I stand before you, born tall, blonde, with big boobs. I have a fancy job at a great company, and I drive around in a sporty little car. I have friends that would do anything for me, and a big sister who would go to the end of the earth for me. I have the best husband a girl could ask for, who also happens to be the most handsome. I'm a lucky girl. But if you looked a little deeper, you would see a strong, smart, independent woman who has hit some pretty big road bumps herself. At 38, I lost my husband after a 16-month battle with an aggressive brain cancer. And just last month, at 45, I finished my own 16-month battle with breast cancer. Yes, I too am tough as nails. It's not about me. People will say, Deb, you are so strong. How do you do it? I shrug my shoulders. Well, I don't know any different. I've never known any different. People will say, Deb, you're the strongest person I know. And I just smile and think to myself, they don't know my dad. He is a survivor, and he is the strongest person I know. So, happy 80th birthday. Sorry for the
Good job. Great job.
Well, look at these happy hours on 6th Street almost differently now. How do you know? Okay, next we're going to call on Don Schultz, and he's going to tell us about projects.
Good.
Now,